You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now it's 7. Police are still investigating a bank robbery in Arkansas, and an arrest warrant has been issued for the suspect.
But first, whether you're already in a relationship or you're hoping to impress that certain somebody, you might want to consider this tip for Valentine's Day.
And be grateful this weekend's not Valentine's Day. Today, not bad. Cool, sunny out there, seasonable temperatures. Big changes, though, heading into this weekend. Details in your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is just after 7 a.m. on this Wednesday, January the 21st. Of course, we got a lot of weather to talk about,
Yes.
which we will do so momentarily. But in between, something else that, at least for us guys, is kind of tough. Valentine's Day is coming up.
Valentine's Day. And here's the thing, you don't want to wait. And Valentine's Day really is just around the corner. Whether you're planning on giving chocolate, flowers, or both, local businesses have order deadlines.
KOAM's Nellie Lopez stopped by a few 4-state businesses to get some tips on how to get just the right gift for that special.
Valentine's Day is obviously our busiest day of the year.
Even though Valentine's Day is still a couple weeks away, doing research and placing orders early helps with avoiding getting scammed.
Especially at the holiday times, there's all kinds of scammers out there that will tell you that they're local and they're really not. And it's just a third-party source for us. But the best thing to do is to pick up the phone, actually speak to a real florist.
Placing orders soon not only helps with getting the gift on time, it allows the business to fulfill all orders as they are already getting some in.
We've already got a few. Most of the people that are sending flowers are guys, so they procrastinate and wait to the last minute, but we try to take care of as many people as we can. But if you place your order the week before, from our store, you'll be guaranteed a delivery on the 14th.
Of course, there's other options to gift that special someone something they'll love.
We have beautiful plants, we have beautiful candles, we have home decor stuff. So there's other options besides flowers.
Giving something sweet helps add to the special day.
We do chocolate covered strawberries, we do cakes, cookies, we do flower arrangements too for Valentine's.
Alongside flower shops, bakeries also need timely placed orders.
Well, we're taking orders right now. And like I said, we do flower arrangements with like flowers and chocolates and heart-shaped arrangements. So for those, we need extra time. But chocolate covered strawberries, like the last day we'll be taking orders is going to be on the 7th.
In Joplin, Nellie Lopez, KOAM News.
Valentine's Day falls on a Saturday this year, so check to see what deadlines are in your area for placing orders.
Hopefully you're getting ready. I'm not ready. I am so terrible at this stuff. Any kind of gift getting. I have great ideas. I'm just terrible about actually executing the ideas.
And Valentine's Day on a Saturday, that's going to be nice.
Yeah,
Maybe
that does
nicer
help.
than this Saturday.
Hopefully. Man, that's pretty far out, but hopefully it's better than this Saturday because it's going to be pretty rough. We'll talk about that in just a few more minutes. First, we got to get through our Wednesday, and we're going to start, of course, with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. Got some clouds off to the south because we had a couple of isolated showers down there with a weak wave that passed through to our south. Nothing major. Wesco camera, 7th in range line. Looks pretty good so far, as does the KDOT camera, 69400, just south of Pittsburgh. And a final stop to the MoDOT camera, 20th in range line. Traffic moving, things getting underway, folks getting underway. And again, there's not all of this anymore is even reaching the ground as it begins to exit on out of here. Winter storm watches. Yesterday evening, they were for Oklahoma and Arkansas. They've been expanded, and what got me this morning is every so often I take a decent guess, and I'm right, and it weirds me out when I am. We mentioned all these counties here and points south yesterday were where the best chances for snow were. As it stands right now, they've also all been added to the winter storm watch. Now, the latest of these will run through Sunday morning. They start Friday afternoon. We're going to get into all the details on this for you in a few more minutes. We're going to get into that full forecast. We're going to break it down point by point, step by step, with what we're expecting this weekend and the variables and the changes that could still happen. As for this morning, A little better out there. 31 in Joplin, 30 in Pittsburgh. Take a look at these temperatures. We got 40 in Bentonville. We do have some colder spots out there where we're into the upper 20s. We've had some low 20s this morning, but most of us into the upper 20s and low 30s. Future track for today looks phenomenal. We have clear skies, a light north breeze, perhaps a passing cloud or two. Really a fantastic day. So if there's something outside, maybe you need to get ready for the snow. You got to get some shopping in, get something for the car. Get something for the house. Today's a pretty good day to do that. We'll go mid-30s by 9, mid-40s by noon, upper 40s, some low 50s for our highs, and a north breeze at around 5 to 10. The snow, a lot of folks talking about it. A lot of things can still happen between here and there. We're going to break it all down for you in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Police obtained an arrest warrant for Aljon Smith last night, the suspect in a connection to an aggravated bank robbery in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Authorities are still investigating the bank robbery that took place yesterday at the First National Bank. The suspect appeared to be carrying a pistol and fled west after the incident. No injuries were reported, but Smith is believed to be armed and dangerous. You can find more details on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. A two-alarm fire destroys a mobile home at Carefree Mobile Home Park on the I-44 Outer Road Tuesday morning. Reddings Mill firefighters arrived to find a trailer and a vehicle fully engulfed in flame with smoke visible from the highway. Crews from Joplin, Neosho, and Dunweg rushed to the scene and provided aid. Everyone made it out safely, but the mobile home and car are a total loss. Joplin residents turned out in force last night to challenge a proposed data center project in the Wildwood Ranch area. City Council chambers overflowed as members weighed annexing 540 acres and rezoning 600 acres to heavy industrial. Supporters point to a potential jobs and investment, comparing it to the Google data center in Pryor, Oklahoma.
We're not going to be stomped on. We know what's going on here. We know the politicians. That's another thing. Politicians get money through special interests and campaign donations. I want full disclosure from the Congressman Burleson, from your state rep, from every city council person, from the mayor. I want to see what's in their wallet.
The council voted 7-2 to approve annexation on first reading, as the rezoning debate will go into a second and third vote at the next council meeting. Missouri leaders are also weighing in as data centers multiply across the region, warning of higher electricity costs for families. These massive facilities store digital information for cloud services and artificial intelligence, but they consume as much power as 100,000 households. U.S. Senator Josh Hawley says Missourians shouldn't subsidize corporate projects while struggling to pay their own electric bills, while Representative Eric Burleson believes a data center is a good neighbor to have. Another community had a chance to vote on a zoning request for a data center. That's the city, Coweta, Oklahoma, voted no. Its planning commission voted 4-1 to deny the zoning request for Project Atlas. The developer, Beal Infrastructure, claims it would bring millions of dollars to the city. But as Chloe Abbott reports, people against it say people don't move to Coweta to live next to a data center.
More than 200 people came to the meeting, some holding no data center signs, and some even made T-shirts against the project.
We need good water now, and it won't be any better if they come in. Our utilities have already started to go up because of the threat of a data center.
Beal Infrastructure, the developer of Project Atlas, explained how the data center would use water and handle electrical power.
Project Atlas is an air-cooled facility. So based off the community feedback that we gathered since October, we have gone back to the drawing board and changed our plans. We are 100% responsible for all of the upgrades that we are triggering. So substation, anything off-site. To be clear, there are no transmission line extensions. We are tapping directly into the transmission line that is already on the site.
A few people came in support of the data center because of jobs that would be created to build it.
Local workforce, local workers. Beal, we're doing one of their other projects in North Tulsa, and they promised they'd hire local, and they did. We one of our signatory contractors has the fabrication and erection on it, and they're putting our workers to work.
Beal Industries also said if approved, the noise would not be much louder than it already is, and they'd increase the sound buffer.
Even though the Planning Commission denied the zoning request, the proposal will still go before the City Council on February 2nd. Last night was just a recommendation from the Planning Commission. Beal Industries is also the developer for the Tulsa County Data Center and a proposed data center in Claremore. Those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, Delia Lister is in the studio with a PSU student to discuss PSU's Nature Reach and their upcoming programs. Welcome back. We're joined this morning with Kate and Delia from Pitt State University's Nature Reach program. Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So for those who may not know, can you tell us a little bit about, what is Nature Reach?
Sure. Nature Reach is an educational outreach program where we take live animals to classrooms, or classrooms or groups can come to us, and we talk about really anything that the teachers want us to talk about, from birds of prey, which is our most popular presentation, but we can talk about amphibians and reptiles, animal adaptations, nocturnal creatures, anything like that. So yeah.
Amazing. And it seems like you guys are always very busy with a lot of programs going on.
Yeah, and this is the time for teachers to start emailing us and requesting those programs. I'm starting to fill up in February, so I'm starting to move already into March and April. And one of the things that I think is really important for Nature Reach is all the students that work at Nature Reach to help take care of animals and learn how to do programs along the way. So yeah.
And as a student, how helpful is doing these sorts of programs for you?
Oh my gosh, it has been so amazing to get to have all of these opportunities to connect with the community and then work on all kinds of skills. I've gotten to learn a lot of information about our animals, and then also just get practice talking to people and in front of a lot of people too. I think my biggest program was 100 people, and that was nerve-wracking but great experience.
Amazing. And I know you said you work a lot, within the community, but also a lot in classrooms, so you're maybe seeing kids on a day-to-day. What's it like getting to see kind of their reactions to maybe learning a little bit more about nature?
Sure. When it's one of the best parts of going into a school and going to a program where their little faces just light up with delight when they see, a frog or an opossum, and so you don't ever that never gets boring. And in many cases, I walk into a school, and if they know me already, they are like jumping through the halls, excited that they're going to get a program that day.
Amazing. And why is this so important to kind of, let the community know about some of, the nature that we have around here?
Yeah, so I think as early as you can possibly start kids to appreciate nature, the more likely they're going to be less afraid of snakes, and they're going to want to take care of the world that they live in and be excited about science. So all of those things are really important.
I know you said your spring programs are already, you're already starting to fill those up and trying to get those on the calendar. For teachers who are seeing this and are like, this would be perfect for our kiddos, where should they reach out?
Sure, you can visit our website at pittstate.edu/naturereach. You can also email us at naturereach@pittstate.edu. It's probably the fastest way to get a hold of us for programming. And the programs for schools are completely free, so that's another added bonus. And so, yeah, feel free to reach out at any point in time.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be so great. Do you guys have any favorite animals there in the Nature Reach that are your personal favorites?
Oh gosh, what's your
love
favorite?
To bring?
Oh man, that's like asking someone to pick their favorite kid. I'd say the opossum, Miss Blossom.
Ooh.
Or we just got a new little baby ball python, and she's the cutest thing ever.
That's going to be so special to have those.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, and again, it's hard for me to pick. Probably a barred owl would be my favorite. Yeah.
And it's so cool to be able to showcase those to community.
Yeah.
So you guys do great work. It sounds like it's going to be a great time, and I'm sure there's going to be some interested teachers at home who are going to be probably reaching out very soon.
Yep. Please do. Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much. It's been great having you on. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:18 now on this Wednesday morning. So we've got a lot to talk about. And I want to emphasize too, a lot can change in the next couple of days. It could change favorably for us. It could change unfavorably for us. We're giving you the heads up now to be ready for this weekend. It is going to snow this weekend. I think that's pretty much a guarantee at this point. It's the totals that we're not 100% up on. Looking at data this morning, which it's going to change again later today. It's going to change again tomorrow. It's going to change again day of as we go into Friday. But I'm telling you now, now's the time to prepare especially in the southern half of our area, for the potential for some significant snowfall as we head into this weekend, which could have lasting impacts into Monday. And I want to emphasize that too. If we get what we're looking at here, then we could have lasting impacts into Monday, because it is going to be so cold for so long that it's not going to melt on its own, and road crews are going to have a hard enough time with all the snow that could potentially fall. With that said, don't panic yet, all right? I don't want to leave the station today and see communities on fire from panic for the snow. We just want to get you ready for it now so that you're prepared if this scenario plays out as this possibility. It could, again, also work out in our favor. Let's talk about what we've got here. We're going to start with Friday. Today, tomorrow are fine. Cold front comes in tomorrow. It's going to drop our temperatures, setting the stage for what we're expecting going into Friday. Friday, we're looking at temperatures no better than the low to mid-20s for highs. And we're going to have some gusty winds. We're looking at wind chills through the weekend that could be upwards of 10 to 20 degrees below zero. All right. Snow aside, we're talking very dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills rolling into the area, which also means, kids, I am so sorry. This is not going to be a snow you're really going to be able to play out in, because it is going to be way too cold. Here's what we're looking at as of right now for timing. And again, this is very likely going to change, but this is the expectation. We go into Friday afternoon. Start to see snow working in. At this time, based on what we're seeing, I do not believe that school will be impacted on Friday. All right, if the snow starts when we're expecting it to right now on the future track, I don't think schools will be impacted on Friday. It's going to be Monday that we could see some cancellations, and again, especially in the southern half of our region. Snow will begin to overspread the area the later we go through the day on Friday, and it will continue until eventually we're all seeing some kind of snowfall by late Friday into early Saturday. Now, this is a short-range future track, so right now it runs out of data at midnight. So we're going to go to the longer range one, which is in fairly good agreement with that one in terms of the snow. It will snow across most of the region, if not the entire region, throughout the day on Saturday. It looks at this time that by Saturday evening, that's when we're going to get the bulk of the snow, especially again in the southern half of our region. That's when most of it's going to fall. It's going to be Saturday late evening, overnight, and into early Sunday, which is why the winter storm watches at this point that are in effect in these blue counties go into effect Friday afternoon and will continue through early Sunday morning. And that's why, again, we're giving you that heads up now to be prepared for this as we head into the upcoming weekend. This is one snow model, one accumulation model, okay? There are several. Some of them are going way, way high, and I think they're going way too high because they've got us at almost 2 feet of snow as far north as Joplin. That's not looking likely. The winter storm watches are for snow totals that could be from 4 to 7 inches. So again, and you can see, ignoring the numbers, just the darker color, the heavier snow still in the southern portion of our area. If things hold the way that we're looking at, this isn't necessarily that far from wrong, but at least right now, it's not the current expectation. This is a little too high on these snow totals. So take these numbers and shift them a little further to the south. But again, it is something we've got to keep a close eye on because this is going to be our first big snow of the year, and it could have some significant impacts. Again, through this morning, we'll have skies clearing out, low 30s to start, low 40s by 11. Our highs today seasonable into the mid to upper 40s, maybe even some low 50s. Mid 40s tomorrow, down to the teens though tomorrow night. Dangerously cold temperatures come in, the snow begins to work in, and with the cold sticking around through Monday, again, that's why it could have an impact on schools, especially on your morning commute on Monday, because the snow's not going to melt anytime soon. And then we'll get back into the 40s in the second half of next week. So again, a lot to keep an eye on. We'll keep you updated as new information comes in, and just make sure you're prepared now for the impacts of snow as we head through the weekend and at least into Monday of next week. That's checking your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Topping Health Watch. No matter what you've been taught, experts say the cold weather is not directly responsible for you getting sick. A Cleveland Clinic doctor says cold temperatures do not cause illness, but they do create conditions that make it easier for cold and viruses to spread. She says when the temperature drops, your nose and throat tend to dry out, and that makes it easier for viruses to enter the body. Another reason people get sick in the winter is because they spend more time indoors with others, and being in close quarters with others increases your chances of spreading illness. If you do get sick, check with your doctor if your symptoms worsen or don't go away. And for those who do like to go outside, outside, it's recommended to bundle up to help prevent frostbite or other cold-related health issues. What impact do drugs and alcohol have on people? Well, researchers at the Center for Psychedelic Research at the Feinstein Institute on Long Island, New York, are working to find out more. They've designed a lab where research participants will be administered a variety of drugs such as ketamine and magic mushrooms. The lab is also equipped with a driving simulator that participants will use while under the influence of drugs and alcohol. The lab is set up to look familiar and mimic places people actually drink or do drugs. The goal of the research is to see how the substances affect thinking, behavior, and driving. Well, coming up, as winter weather begins to feel like winter this week, you might want to hear these tips to prepare your vehicle for the snow.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29. I'm Samantha Walker. With a chance for wintry weather lining up in the forecast, auto experts are reminding drivers to be prepared if you have to travel. Nick Kelly reports with the possibility of snow this Friday night, it's important to have the essentials.
Gary Wallington took time out of his Monday morning to have his Honda's oil changed at a Springfield auto shop. He's watching the forecast because this Houston, Texas native knows after living 33 years here in the Ozarks to stay prepared for our winter weather.
At my age, 82, I don't want to be stranded,
Thanks to planning by him and his wife, all their vehicles have emergency car kits all year round and checked each winter. From what Gary told me, they have at least some essentials every winter car kit should have.
We have coats, we have blankets and stuff, water. We got just 2 little machines that air up your tires, We got just 2 of those.
Drivers should also have other essentials like cell phone chargers, extra batteries, and non-perishable food. Tim Fass, an auto shop general manager, says drivers also need to have tools to deal with snow ready to use, whether they get stuck or help other stranded drivers.
Maybe a small folding snow shovel, road flares, jumper cables, all of these things that you may possibly need, but hope you don't need them, but it's there if you do. If they're willing to go ahead and attempt to get that vehicle out by their own means, cat litter helps on icy conditions.
As for simple things drivers can do ahead of any travel, Fast would like to see windshield wipers checked, the right washer fluid in place, a full tank of gas, and communicate with others if you do travel.
If you're traveling by yourself, let somebody know that you're to be expected at a certain time.
Even with a well-stocked car kit, don't be afraid to call Star 55 or 911 if you or any other drivers around need assistance. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we are looking good today. We got some clouds to the south exiting out of here. A weak wave this morning produced a couple of stray showers in our far southern counties. Not much expected there, but otherwise not bad. From our camera downtown Pittsburgh, Westco camera 7th in range line. You can see looking back to the northwest, the skies are clear, and clear skies are the expectation today. KDOT camera 69 and 400 also looking good this morning as well. And a quick stop at the MoDOT camera 20th in range line. Looks good. May not look good in about 72 more hours, but for now it looks good. Winter storm watches are in place across the southern tier of our region, taking effect Friday afternoon, running through at least Sunday morning. If I can get the days straight here, with that snow potential. We're going to break down the details on that in a few more minutes in the full forecast. As for today, though, not too bad to start. 31 Joplin, 30 in Pittsburgh. We've even had some low 40s down south, dropping now back into the upper 30s. Got some colder spots out there. Chetopa right now, the cold spot at 27. The rest of us into the upper 20s, low 30s to start the day. Future track for today looks fantastic. Clear skies, a light north breeze, and again, seasonably warm temper, seasonably cool, however you see it. In fact, may even be a little above average in some cases today. Heading for the mid-30s by 9, mid-40s by noon, upper 40s for those highs, maybe some low 50s down south, north breeze at about 5 to 10. As I mentioned, we got the snow. I know everybody's interested in it. We're going to break it all down for you in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. A buyout offer for a longtime Carthage industry fails. In December, Somni Group made an unsolicited stock offer to acquire Leggett & Platt for $12 a share. Leggett & Platt's board of directors declined the proposal, saying it was undervalued. In the meantime, the board says it has reached a 6-month standstill agreement with Somni Group, which will allow both sides to explore whether an agreement can be reached that would benefit Leggett & Platt and its shareholders. Somni Group is the world's largest bedding company, serving more than 100 countries. 3 local organizations received thousands of dollars to fight hunger in the 4 states. Watered Garden Ministries presented the funds yesterday from the 13th annual Empty Bowls fundraiser. The November fundraiser at Suzanne's Natural Foods brought together handcrafted bowls and soup from more than 10 local restaurants. Organizers distributed proceeds equally among We Care of the 4 states, Watered Gardens, and Home Kitchen.
I say that God is good, and without the unity of all these organizations working together and the community support, we wouldn't be able to do what we love to do.
Yesterday's presentation at the Joplin Greenhouse and Coffee Shop highlighted the community's continued commitment to fighting hunger. The halls of Pittsburgh State University are bustling once again as students returned to campus yesterday. After a month-long winter break, students shared how it feels to be back.
Over my winter break, I visited my family, my fiance's family. I went to Dominican Republic, lots of time on the beach, and yeah, just chilling, really, trying to relax. Being back, at first, I was not too excited because you get so much of a rest mindset, but as soon as I got back, I was back in the groove. It's good to have a schedule again.
The spring semester for PSU runs until May. Well, that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A new study ranks the best states in the U.S. to drive in. We're taking a look at how Kansas and Missouri stack up to the rest. In Consumer Watch, mortgage rates are reversing course. This after they fell last week to their lowest levels in September 2022. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note rose yesterday. Investors responded to President Trump's bid to take Greenland. A sell-off in Japanese government bonds also rattled the Treasury market. The 30-year mortgage rate, which tends to loosely track the 10-year Treasury yield, rose to over 6% on Tuesday, according to Bankrate. Falling mortgage rates spurred more home buying activity at the end of 2025, but that momentum is likely to slow if rates start rising. President Trump has advocated for lower mortgage rates. He recently announced a mortgage-backed securities buyback program he said would reduce rates. Americans may actually be footing the bill for President Trump's tariffs on foreign countries. That's according to a new report by the Kiel Institute for World Economy. Box's Tom Baker has more.
Despite claims that foreign exporters sending goods to America would reduce their prices to offset some of the tariff costs, the report says American consumers and American importers have paid 96% of the tariffs, with only 4% paid by foreign exporters.
I read the news and everything, and I just figured that we were going to end up footing the bill.
No one might be
And I think that's exactly what's been happening.
Outside of any constraint upon, what people are able to be charged, businesses, again, will charge them whatever, quote unquote, the market will bear, which is just basically what people will pay.
The national sales tax. That's exactly what it is. We're going to continue to pay an awful price as consumers and as merchants in the United States.
The administration said that the tariffs would reduce the deficit. Would also possibly allow many people, to get a $2,000 check. But the tariffs have only brought in $200 billion. I say only because of the size of our deficit and our national debt. Did it improve government finances? The U.S. ran a deficit of about $1.7 trillion in 2025. Now that's 8.5 times greater than what the tariffs took in for the whole year. So the impact on just the deficit is minor. Compared to the U.S. national debt of $38+ trillion, it's like a firecracker thrown at the sun. Santa Clara University marketing professor Kirthi Kaliaman sees the $200 billion in another way.
The fact that that number is so small actually points to the success of American importers finding other ways to bring their products into the United States. Mm-hmm. If they didn't find other ways to bring the product into the United States, that number would be much, much, much larger.
He says many, if not most, U.S. companies quickly look to other, less tariffed countries to bring in goods at small or no extra cost.
If that number was larger, I would worry that the American consumer is paying a lot.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:43 now on this Wednesday morning. We're going to start the future track starting into Friday because, again, today, clear, temperatures a little above average, near normal tomorrow, clouds increasing, temperatures dropping with a cold front tomorrow night. And then that sets the stage for Friday into the weekend with our snow chances. A number of things can still change between here and there. A number of things probably will change, but we're starting to get better guidance on what we're looking at heading from Friday into Saturday and early Sunday. So we start Friday morning, clouds out there increasing. Eventually we're cloudy, few snow showers, light flurries possible earlier in the day. But once we get to about 3 o'clock or so, that's when we're going to start to see snow begin to move into the area. Now, with that said, you can see where we're at by 3. With this setup right now, I do not believe that schools will have a significant impact on Friday from the snow. If for any reason it starts a little earlier, obviously then in our western counties, depending on how heavy it is, could lead to some early dismissals. But as of right now, I don't think the snow Friday is going to have an impact on school. It's going to be your evening commute because as we get closer to 5 o'clock, there is more snow building in across the area. Could be a bit heavy at times, and with gusty winds, could lead to some briefly reduced visibilities depending on how heavy the snow is. We're not at the point yet of blizzard-like conditions, but definitely not fun to drive in. Now, we go Friday night into Saturday. This is a short-range future track still, so it runs out of data right now by midnight, but you can see where that snow has overspread the area. So we'll switch to a longer one, and it's pretty well in agreement with what you were just seeing. We're going to have snow across the region throughout the majority of the day, Saturday into Sunday early morning. It looks at this time, and I have to emphasize, at this time, because 12 hours from now it could change, but at this time, it appears the heaviest snow, when we're really going to see it start to accumulate, is going to be a Saturday evening into the overnight hours, probably after 6, 7 o'clock in the evening Saturday. It'll be snowing ahead of that. It will be accumulating ahead of that, but the heaviest snow is expected in that window. We do have winter storm watches now across the southern portion of our region, really the counties that we discussed yesterday morning, those same counties and points south. These will go into effect Friday afternoon and run through early Sunday morning. Now, snow totals, they're all over the place still. We're getting better refinement, which is why we have the winter storm watches. At this time, these winter storm watches in our area are for 4 to 7 inches of snow, which of course in this region that can be significant. Doesn't sound like if you're from up north, 4 to 7 inches of snow, you still go to school, everything's fine. But down here, 4 to 7 can cause problems. This particular snow tracker is going a little higher than that. Right now, I think it may be a little too high, but we are looking at data that suggests if this system does track a little further north, then these totals may not be that far off from accurate. But as of right now, these numbers are a bit higher than the expectation, but you could see again where that heavier snow amount, at least that still lines up with the winter storm watch, where we could see some heavier snow amounts. So we'll keep a very close eye on that. The other issue we're facing as we head into this weekend is the bitterly cold temperatures, dropping into the teens on Saturday for highs, overnight lows in the single digits, and that's going to lead to wind chills of 10 to 20 degrees below zero across the area. So this snow is not going to be one the kids can safely play in. It's not one you're going to want to be out in because of how cold it's going to be. So enjoy today. All right, low 30s to start, low 40s by 11 a.m. That's going to feel like summer compared to this upcoming weekend. Mid 40s tomorrow. We're upper 40s, low 50s today. Cold front comes in. Temperatures, we're struggling to make the low to mid 20s on Friday. Teens on Saturday, 20s on Sunday. That said, too, snow's not going to melt through the weekend, so we could be looking at travel and possibly school impacts by Monday, depending on how well the roads are cleared off, and then eventually back into the 40s in the second half of next week. After checking your forecast, we're back with more right after this.
Traffic congestion costing the average U.S. driver 49 hours of their time each year, leading to hundreds of dollars in productivity losses.
I already don't like this. All right.
It's
Sorry.
not
Go
good
ahead.
news.
No, it's
The
not.
personal finance company Wallet Hub today released its report on this year's best and worst states to drive in. To determine the most driver-friendly states in the U.S., Wallet Hub compared the 50 states across 31 key metrics.
The data set ranges from average gas prices to rush hour traffic congestion to road quality. Now, Kansas rated 3rd overall, with the state ranking 2nd in road quality, 12th in gas prices, and 7th for its lack of traffic congestion.
On the other end, Missouri landed in the bottom 10 at 44th place. The state rated highly at 44th for car thefts and low quality at 43rd for road quality.
All right, I mean,
I mean, our boss had brought this report up yesterday.
Oh my!
And she was like, "Just guess," and I was like, "Well, personally, I am Missouri, born and raised in Joplin, so I was like, well, probably Missouri is going to be like one of the better states to drive in, maybe.
I
compared
feel like
to Kansas,
it is
because it's like a prettier drive. I mean, nothing against Kansas, but it's a lot of flat.
But this wasn't even rated on that. This was based on your car's going to vanish.
They're going to steal it. You're going to pay a lot for gas, and the roads suck.
There's a lot of traffic
They're
on the road.
not wrong.
No. I mean,
and that's the sad part.
Yeah. It could, I mean, I suppose it could be. We're not 50th, at least in Missouri.
Woo!
So that's good.
We're not number 50.
That's the. I wonder who was. I'm curious who was the worst. I'm curious who was the best. All right, we'll have to find out for sure. Well, the Aurora Borealis, also known as the Northern Lights, was visible across parts of Canada on Monday night with shimmering green and pink hues lighting up the night sky in a rare display usually seen much further north. Now, the increased aurora activity is linked to the sun being at the peak of its 11-year cycle known as solar maximum, when solar activity intensifies and offers more frequent auroral displays.
The Northern Lights could also be seen in the Kansas City area on Monday and Tuesday night.
That's certainly very cool. We've seen, we've had photos at least this far south on occasion of the aurora reaching out there, so pretty cool to see.
Definitely. And here's a splash of color in the middle of winter. Amsterdam is marking the start of tulip season by transforming the city square into a giant garden to celebrate Dutch National Tulip Day.
Now, thousands showed up to pick free flowers, with 200,000 up for grabs. Organizers say the goal is simple: spread some joy one tulip at a time.
The Netherlands produces billions of tulips each year, making it the world's largest tulip grower.
That is a lot of tulips.
So many tulips.
But
they're pretty. They're pretty flowers.
Words don't sound right when you say them too many times, like tulip, like that. How do we even come up with that? Tulip, that's weird.
No.
Well, a collection of at least 10 documents from National Archives going for America's 250th birthday tour. In fact, they'll be making a stop at some point in Kansas City, I saw.
Ooh.
A 737 called the Freedom Plane will take them to museums in several U.S. cities.
The documents are mostly lesser-known relics from early American history. They're trying to stop the
National Trade. Yeah, it's not a good time for that.
They're like, don't take the good ones. But mostly lesser-known relics from American history. Things like George Washington's signed oath of allegiance to the Continental Army and the Treaty of Paris, which ended the Revolution. The Treaty of Paris is a pretty big deal.
I think so too. Well, as I mentioned, cities on tour do include Kansas City, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Houston, Denver, Miami, Detroit, and Seattle. So if you have an opportunity to get up to KC and see these, it would be very neat to see.
I want to see the Treaty of Paris now. I'm like, that sounds really cool.
History's always been interesting to me, so it'd be very cool to go up and actually see some of these things in person for sure. We'll get another check of your forecast and your wake-up recap right after this.
This is your Wake Up Recap for January 21st. Your top stories to start your day. Police obtained an arrest warrant for Aljon Smith last night, the suspect in connection to an aggravated bank robbery in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Authorities are still investigating the bank robbery that took place yesterday at the First National Bank. The suspect appeared to be carrying a pistol and fled west after the incident. No injuries were reported, but Smith is believed to be armed and extremely dangerous. You can find more details on our website at KOAMNewsNow.com. A 2-alarm fire destroys a mobile home at Carefree Mobile Home Park on the I-44 Outer Road Tuesday morning. Readings-Mill firefighters arrived to find a trailer and a vehicle fully engulfed in flame, with smoke visible from the highway. Crews from Joplin, Neosho, and Dunweg rushed to the scene and provided aid. Everyone made it out safely, but the mobile home and the car are a total loss. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And again, for today, it'll be nice, especially compared to this weekend. Clear sky skies, upper 40s, maybe some low 50s, north breeze 5 to 10. Clear skies through the evening and overnight, seasonably cold back into the mid-20s. It will be seasonably cool tomorrow, mid-40s. Cold front, though, drops us into the teens, only into the 20s Friday. Possible alert day for Saturday. Probably going to end up making that an alert day before too much longer with winter storm watches from Friday afternoon through Sunday morning in our southern counties. Outside of that, dangerously cold temperatures. Wind chills this weekend could be 10 to 20 below zero out there. Any snow we get probably sticking around at least into Monday with how cold it's going to be, and then eventually a warm up in the second half of next week. So a lot to keep an eye on.
Definitely. Well, somebody probably having a warmer time than us. Thousands of baby turtles are released into the Amazon River in Bolivia as part of a repopulation effort. Activists and volunteers set free 30,000 yellow-spotted river turtle hatchlings on Monday.
It's a lot of turtles. The species is vulnerable to extinction due to habitat destruction, pollution, and poaching. Local conservationists spearheaded the event as the turtles are considered to be an integral part of the Amazon's ecosystem. A lot of turtles, lots of turtles. Look at all the, well, it's a lot of water in there, but there's turtles in that water.
Definitely.
It's very cool. Of course, our temperatures very cool this weekend. We'll have the latest on the potential for a winter storm when we see you again today at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.